Christopher, rolling a 20. What exactly does that mean?
5% chance of success on an icosahedron.
No, thematically, what does it mean?
Great success.
Yeah, great success, like you've gone above and beyond.
Yeah, like a super success, like a superhero. You're a superhero. Roll 20, you're a superhero.
Yeah, you throw the rope to the top of the tower and it ties itself in a knot for you. True story.
That's kind of like what the board gaming industry is doing right now. You got Kickstarter, all the independent developers, everyone's getting their voices heard.
Yeah, and the Charlotte area has become a great hub for board gaming communities.
Why? Pourquoi?
I don't know. Let's go find out from the people in the know.
All right.
You ready to travel by map?
I got my airsick basket. What?
Christopher and I decided to map travel to separate locations.
We're here in the Mighty Meeple, the largest board game store in the Charlotte area, and you might be asking yourself, why is a board game store this big? How many versions of Monopoly could there possibly be? Because board games pretty much consist of meh. So what on earth happened? Let's have a quick history lesson to find out. Pretty sure Voldemort did it.
Board games have existed for thousands of years in some primitive form or another. No kidding. Fast forward to the 1900s, and board games are developed way faster. We get games like Monopoly, Risk, Sorry, and other trashy mainstream mass market games. Then, in the 1990s, video games got better and better and better, and board games just kinda stagnated. There were good games being produced, but there was no way for the mass public in America to be informed about them. Americans start playing more video games, and we enter a board game dark age. But in Germany, The Settlers of Catan is created, which takes Europe by storm. In the 2000s, Euro games like Catan and Carcassonne cross the pond and show Americans that there can be more play mechanics than just warring and conflicted player interactions. These new board games are refreshing and engaging and remind us that button mashing in front of a TV screen isn't the only way to game. YouTube, Board Game Geek, and other websites allow the general public to spread the word about new and amazing hobby board games. Then in 2009, the crowdfunding website Kickstarter kickstarts its gaming campaign section. With this, the general public can become their own board game developers and back the board games they really want. And now, over 100 new board games or tabletop games are funded every month on Kickstarter. No joke. These new board games get sent to the backers and to retailers. That's not even including the new games created by hobby board game publishers like these. And the industry as a whole has grown at around 20% every year for the past several years and shows no sign of slowing down. Unlike my 401k.
So now you're caught up. How about we visit some of these game store owners and find out why the Charlotte area became such a hotbed for board games. Empty your pockets. We gotta go. Come on, put that in there.
While Christopher had a friendly conversation with the local police, I went to one of the longest running board game stores in the area. I'm here with Matt Milburn. He's the owner of Parker Banner, Kent and Wayne, and it is a comic book and gaming store. What made you decide to put board games in your store? Because you started off with comics, right?
Right. I started off strictly comics, but this was in Florida. It wasn't here.
Yeah.
And then after I moved here, so many games had come out. It just was definite. You had to have that as part of your store.
What was it about Catan? I mean, number one, Catan has so many different titles to it. It's a Spiel des Jahres winner, which is like Oscars for board games.
Initially, just as I said, something more to offer my customers, but
yeah,
because of how good of a game it is, and that it really is a gateway to anyone getting into the hobby, it's one of the best things that you can offer to any customer just to get them started.
Yeah, and another thing about this is it's a Euro game, which is very different from the Monopolies. Yeah, the Ameritrash and
right.
Monopolies, Sorry, Chutes and Ladders. Oh God, Chutes and Ladders. Why do you think board gaming has exploded in the Charlotte, Mecklenburg general area?
Well, not just here, but everywhere.
Yeah.
I think that there are quite a few people in the area, and everyone likes to have fun.
Yeah.
Board games are fun. And because there are shops like mine, the word gets out, and then people jump into that, and you have little groups meetup
Yeah.
website where people just go and they play these games. There's many groups
Yeah.
that are like the Catawba Gamers or the Queen City Gamers, where they just get together and they have events. So I think that this area, because of those people, have really promoted it, and
Okay.
it's caused it to just really jump.
For the audience, what is a game you suggest to them if they've not played all these new modern games before? What do you suggest they start with?
Definitely Settlers of Catan,
Settlers of Catan?
Carcassonne,
Carcassonne, that's
or
like where the meeple came from, isn't it?
or Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
Those are probably the staples to get started in the industry.
All right. Well, Matt, thanks a lot for
Well, thanks
letting
for
me interview
coming.
you.
This
Yeah.
is fun.
Well, Matt gave us a lot of great answers.
Yes, but did you get the entire story about why Charlotte's such a hub for board games?
Maybe not.
Well, I got good news for you.
Yeah.
I talked to the owner of the Mighty Meeple.
That's great because Mom wouldn't give us more gas money and we can't go anywhere else.
Did you offer her production credits?
Yeah.
We're here at the Mighty Meeple in the Charlotte area with Tom Anderson, the owner, proprietor, and benefactor. Thank you for joining us, Tom.
Thank you for having me.
So, first question, how'd you get into board games?
A lot of friends of mine were video gamers, and we would play every Friday night, and it took a long time to get your turn. So I went out and bought a game at a store called Carcassonne. We started playing that, more of this, less of board games, and 10 years later, we're still playing this and a lot more.
Oh. And so you just said, Carcassonne is so good, I am going to invest a lot of money into a board game store.
Well, it took a little more than that. So we would move on to other progressions of game, Ticket to Ride, Puerto Rico, Catan, a lot of other games that people might be familiar with. And it just progressed to a passion, the passion that I turned into a business.
Okay, so the Charlotte area is good for board games, or what's going on with that?
I think the Charlotte area is great for board games. There's a lot of reasons. A lot deals with that nationally geek culture is accepted to where it was kind of shunned before. Bill Gates and Elon Musk and a lot of guys like this. The pop culture as far as movies go. A lot of superhero movies. Also television. Big Bang Theory is a really popular show.
Silicon Valley on HBO.
Silicon Valley, that's a really good show. So geek culture has become accepted. And luckily for Charlotte, we're really young. One of the fastest growing cities in the nation. And also there's a lot of geek people here. We have a lot of programmers. We have a lot of young professionals that are here and they like the hobby. And it's growing exponentially. It's been growing for a long, long time.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for that introduction about your store and about the history of board games for you.
So that was a lot of fun. We got to go to a lot of stores, play a lot of games, and learn more about the gaming culture in Charlotte.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I was thinking about the future of board games and what's going to happen. And I'll tell you what, I think what you're going to see more of is like QR codes, like, oh, spend $3.99, boop, I got it on my phone. Now I can see a bunch of forests or new maps or my character on my screen as I update it and I move it across the board. Or it might be like a companion or something like what they do with Steve Jackson games for the Munchkin card game. And you've got like a level tracker and it gives you a bonus to your character. And I think they're going to do more of an integration for that to help keep people interested in board games.
And there are a lot of companies experimenting with apps like that right now, but I think what you're also going to see are a lot of board game companion apps where they're not necessary to play the game, so that 50 years from now, when the apps are no longer available, you can still play the game. But for now, those apps are going to add something a little extra to it. But yeah, so that's it. The board game industry is going strong, and let's hope it continues to do so.
Keep rolling those 20s. Here's your dice.
Oh yeah.
Natural 4.
I was hoping there's going to be lots of editing.
Nope, this is all one take. I'm pretty sure Voldemort did it. Nope.
Lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry to do
No,
that.
it's all right. Edit. Yep. Cut. Add in B-roll.
What do you think of board games?